Hello my friend, today I'm gonna start the first part of a series of PLAXIS learning videos in which I'm gonna bring you some new tips and tricks to build your models. Okay, so before building any models, I'm gonna start with interface of the program and just give you a quick overview about the available features in this program to build a model. I'm gonna use the PLAXIS 3D 2020, and this is the interface of the program. Once you double click on the icon of the program, this window is gonna be open and you can select your previous project or start a new project, and this is the environment of the program. Right, so once you open up the program, the first thing that's gonna be shown up in front of you is the project properties, in which you can define the title of the project, your company, the logo of your company. You can insert any logo of your company. So if you have any picture, if you have any specific JPG file for your logo, you can just click on this window, on this box actually, and select your file. So let's just randomly define something like this as a title of the project, the company A, and let's go to the model to define the extent of the model. So you have the model which is full, which means that you're gonna build the whole model, right? And the units of the parameter, length, force, time, and here in these boxes you can define the extent of the model. For example, let's move this window over here. For example, assume that I'm gonna build a tunnel model, but I prefer that half of the model is gonna be on the other side of the YZ surface. The other part of the model is gonna be on the other side. So let's just quickly define something like minus 30, and the length of the model is something like 60. Sorry, 0 and 60, and that's it. Right, so in order to give a depth to this model, I need to go ahead and define a borehole. In PLAXIS you can define subsurface layers or a certification of subsurface layers by defining multiple boreholes, and the PLAXIS program can interpolate the top and bottom of each specific layer and give you a 3D model of the soil stratification or ground stratification. Okay, so before I start to define the borehole, I'm gonna draw your attention to these arrows. You can see the arrow started from soil and finished at stage construction. This is the sequence of building a model in PLAXIS 2D and PLAXIS 3D. You need to first define the soil stratification. The next step, you need to define the structure. Then once everything has been defined properly, the program allows you to mesh it. Once you go to the mesh section and define the mesh generation, the program generates the mesh for you. But if any single pieces of the model doesn't have any property, you'll see an alarm or error message, and the program doesn't go further. All right, so if you follow this sequence properly, you can build a model and reach to the end, which is the stage construction. And in the stage construction, you define the sequence of building the model, something like simulation of the reality, and after that you can let the program to start calculation. Okay, so at the first stage I need to give to this model a depth and specify the certification of the subsoil layers. So here is the icon for borehole. Once you click on this icon, you need to define a location for the borehole, right? So as you can see, the location can be anywhere, but mostly you can just define the location of the borehole at the corner because it can be accessed better. So for this simple model, I'm gonna just go ahead and define a borehole at 0, 0, 0. See, 0, 0, 0, right? Okay. So one more thing is that if you click on any point and by mistake you didn't insert 0, 0, 0, for example, for this borehole, you can go ahead and correct the exact location of the borehole.